So we're taming the beast inside that just wants to be like, I'm tired of all this. That's frustrated, that's annoyed. We are taming the beast that's like refusing to follow a schedule, that's just all over the place, that can't stop eating. Taming that beast and bringing it into subjection so that we can reach our goals.
I'm Jordana. I've been a college counselor, college admissions rep, and adjunct professor while married into the military. I've lived in New York City, Savannah, Alabama, and even Korea with my husband and 2 baby boys. I don't know where we're moving next, but I do know that counseling teens towards their future has stayed the passion of my heart. So that's how I got to be here right now with you, helping you take the next step in your journey towards your future. Hello! Come on in and take a seat on the counseling couch.
And because I know that you're really busy, we're gonna go through this very quickly. Here we go. Organization. I know there's a lot of pressure out there. You see these people with these amazing layouts and they have their room like, this is what my room looks like. And it just looks really nice for their online classes and everything's perfect and color coordinated. It could really make you feel like, oh man, if I don't have all that, I can't get it done. Yes, you can. Yes, you can. You just need basic supplies. Do you have a comfortable chair? Check. Because the bed thing won't work. You need to leave your bed being your place of rest and calm. You don't want to mix that up with the stress of schoolwork. So let the bed be the bed and get yourself a chair that you could do your work in. Now, if you can have a nice desk that's clear, that just belongs to you, wonderful. But if you can't get a desk, that's okay. You can get a lap desk. You can't get a lap desk, that's okay. A dinner tray works just as well. It's yours. Own that space and get it done. Headphones, a lamp. If you're one of those people who like work late at night and maybe you have a shared space and you don't want to disturb other people, it might be helpful to have a lamp. Some sort of desk planner thingy, so like a large one, like whether it be a whiteboard or a magnetic board, something where you can write out or you can just rip off pages, but you can see how your week looks in advance or your month looks all in one glance. It's just nice to have that. And then finally, a noise machine. That's optional. Some people like to have a little bit of noise in the background, so a noise machine might be helpful. Some of us have noise naturally in the background that we'd rather not be there, but a noise machine will cancel out that noise too. I, for one, am always talking about planners, but in this season, a planner is crucial. Remember, now with online classes, there's nobody to remind you, okay, class, don't forget on your way out the door, such and such is happening tomorrow, or this is due. Like, it's just all online. So a planner where you can write down every single deadline is very important. And now it's not just about writing the date, but you also have to write the time, because now they're saying, all right, submit this assignment by 11:58 on Sunday night. You don't want to think that you can hand it in on Monday. Make sure you have the actual time inside your planner. So if you're in college and get syllabus, or whether it's the teacher telling you what the assignments are, write every single thing down. Like, be color coordinated, go all out. You might have seen other people do it and you were like, oh, that's nice. Maybe I'll do that one day. This is the time. This is the time to make your planner like you have never made a planner before. Because it is going to be the part that everything else rests on. It is worth your time to sit there just color coordinating, doing all your backwards planning, saying, okay, look, I have this project. How long will it take me to do that? And then writing it over and over and over again, all the pieces that will take for you to be able to get that project done. Like, just go all out, spend as much time as you need to on getting that planner done, because that's going to be really, really important. So imagine you're sitting at your desk, you now have your planner on one side. Right next to it should be a list with all of your logins and all of the sites for all the different classes that you need. One of the things you don't want to have to do is sit there, be ready to work, and then you're like, oh, where am I supposed to be going? What program are they using? What website do I go to? And you're just like sitting there looking through it. That's a waste of time. You want to have it all right there in front of you. Next, for organization, you know, like how normally for classes, you might have your accordion folders or you might have individual folders for every single class to keep organized. Now you can do that digitally. So you want to set up on your desktop, you want to have a folder for every single class. Then within every single class, you can then add additional folders where you can do things like, okay, this is the homework folder. This is the assignment folder. This is my folder with all of my notes. You might even want to create a folder for all of your downloads. Like, I know that a lot of times they have in-class links where they'll say, okay, you can go to this website to see this article, or this is here or that's here, and you go to it and you can just look and you see the option to download it, but you're like, I don't need to download it. I can see it's right there. You can't depend on that site, constantly being there when you need it most. Neither can you always depend on the internet. So if they offer you an option to download it, go right ahead, download it, and put it in a folder so it'll be there when you need it. One of the most frustrating things is when you lose your work or you're someplace and you just think, I could be working right now, or if only I had my stuff with me. Back up all of your work, save everything on a Google Drive or something, a thumb drive, whatever you need to, so that you always have access to it, and that if anything goes wrong, you don't have the added stress of like losing weeks and weeks of work, because that is heartbreaking. Like, oh, it's the worst. More planning regarding organization, using your master plan, which has everything in it. Using that master plan, you're then going to take that and make a week by week plan so that you can see how you're going to accomplish those bigger goals that are in the master plan on a week by week basis. And then you're going to take it even a step further. You can then make a plan every night, a nightly to-do list, preparing for the next day. So that way you'll just be able to jump right into it. No hesitation, no looking around to see what it is that you're supposed to be doing or where your stuff is. Like, it's right there. There's the plan for the day. Just check. And you'll find that you'll work faster, which means more free time, and you'll be more efficient. If I don't have a plan, when I sit down and say I'm going to work, like I could spend the first half an hour, 45 minutes just sitting there like, what am I going to work on today? And like, just then I get distracted by other little things that I'm for organization. Also for organization, what you want to do is you want to plan your entire day. Like your entire day. Because when you're sitting in one place for hours can just fly by and you're like, where did the day go? It's out of control. So actually sit there and make a plan for your entire day. You know, from this time, I'm going to do this. I'm going to wake up. I'm going to eat. I'm going to do my homework here. I'm going to read. Planning your relaxation time, like every single thing, plan it in there. And give yourself some variety so that you can remain productive and motivated. Like, you know, put in some time to chill. Don't sit in the same spot all the time. Maybe, you know, if there's an activity where you can get up and go do it someplace else, get up and go do it someplace else. Because in real life, I know we're living like this seems like a fake dream, like life, like nightmare. In real life, you would move from classroom to classroom. You would travel to school, go to this place or that place. So you need that same kind of movement. So any way that you can simulate that by having yourself move around to different places maybe would be helpful to just break things up a bit so it doesn't become so monotonous. And once you use your to-do list to make your schedule for each day, keep it. Like, you put a lot of time and effort into that. Like, we already talked about plan this, plan that, plan this, plan this, plan. So you put a lot of time and effort into it. Keep it. Stick to it. Schedule in time for reading, schedule in time for your actual class, schedule in time to work on your assignments, schedule in time to study. It's easy to think all those can happen at one time and you're just working on that class, but it'll work a lot better if you actually break them up into pieces and just assign yourself time to do those things. And if you use a timer, it makes it even a little bit more like a little competition to see, okay, can I get all this done within this time? Or it just is soothing to know I will not be sitting here forever. When you have a timer on, you're like, no, I'm going to be here for 15 minutes or half an hour and I'm going to work on X, Y, and Z. And then the timer goes off and I can move on. Even though we just talked about all these different plans that you make and all the scheduling and organization, you're not 90 years old. It's not like you've been with yourself for an entire lifetime and you know yourself like 100%. Like, you're still figuring out, all right, am I a morning person or am I an evening person? What time of the day am I most productive? What's my learning style? How do I work best? Like, those are things you're still figuring out, as you should, and there's nothing wrong with that. So schedule in like some experimental time. So like if you say, all right, on Monday, I am starting my day at 8:30, 9 o'clock. Maybe you say, okay, but on Friday, I'm going to try it up a little different. Not Friday. Friday's getting ready for the weekend. On Wednesday, you might say, all right, Wednesday, I'm going to wake up later and work later into the evening so I can see if I do better at nighttime. Just schedule in there opportunities for you to try different things, different study techniques and things like that so that you can find out what works best for you. You're allowed to give yourself the grace and the space to figure things out. I know all of this scheduling sounds crazy and it might even be a bit overwhelming and it just seems like you're really doing the most, but think of it like budgeting. You can have your money in a pile and say, okay, this goes to this, this goes to this, this goes to this, and you know that everything is going to be covered and you have enough money. Or you could just be like, we'll just see what happens. And you just spend. You get to the end of the month and you're like, oh crap, I don't have any more money and you can't do everything you need to do. It's the same thing. Scheduling is budgeting your time. You're just making sure that you have enough time. You're not saying you're not going to have fun. You can schedule in fun. You can schedule in time to relax. You can schedule in time to sleep in. It's just that you're making sure there's enough time to get everything done. So when you look at it that way, it's not so oppressive. Like, it's actually a way to be free. Oh, and another perk of doing all the scheduling, I mean, don't forget, we're actually in a pandemic here. That is why we're going through all this whole nonsense, is because we're in a pandemic. So like, real talk, like, yeah, I was in New York when this stuff just busted out happening, and you just never know what's gonna happen, and you never know. So being a few steps ahead allows you to be ready for anything that could happen that would just like knock you off your game and just need some extra time to attend to. Like, scheduling out things and being ahead of time gives you that space where all of a sudden it's not, this horrible thing is happening and now I'm failing. It gives you the space to deal with real life. All right. So that's organization. So there you have it, organization. Like, at first glance, it seems like it's going to be crazy, but it's actually not so crazy. It's really simple. A schedule and a plan, day by day, week by week. So you got this. You got this. Like, DM me a picture of your planner on social media and we can like do a whole thing where we like just show each other our planners and how great they look, because it's not fluff stuff. Like, if you put the time into making a good planner, like, your planner is going to give you back time. So it's worth your time. So thanks so much for watching Journey with Jordana. Like if you like, share if you care, and I will see you soon.